If your knees make more noise than your morning coffee machine when you stand up, this one's for you. The good news? After 50, stronger knees are often less about the knees themselves and more about one overlooked muscle group we'll get to in a moment. A lot of people respond to knee discomfort by walking less, squatting less, and generally negotiating with every staircase they meet. The problem is that the body tends to interpret "use it less" as "we probably don't need this anymore." Your knees don't become bulletproof because you protect them. They become bulletproof because you train the muscles that protect them for you. Here's the fascinating part. Most knees aren't asking for retirement. They're usually asking for better support. We spent years treating the knee like it was working alone, when it's actually part of a team. And honestly, that's something we probably should have been saying out loud sooner. And like any team, things get strange when one member stops showing up. The knee is often the messenger. The real story is happening somewhere else entirely. Quick question before we start. What muscle do you think actually stops your knee from collapsing inward when you step? Hold that thought. We'll come back to it. Our first exercise wakes up the muscles that help stabilize every step you take. 2 weeks from now, getting out of a chair may feel a lot less like a strategic operation. Exercise 1. The sit-to-stand reset. Every time you stand up from a chair, your body performs a coordinated strength test. If one link in the chain is weak, the knee absorbs the difference. That's where problems begin. This movement trains your quads and glutes to share the load again. To do it, sit on a stable chair, feet flat, and stand up without using your hands. Then slowly sit back down with control, not collapse. If that feels difficult, use a higher chair or lightly touch a surface for support. If it feels easy, slow it down to a 3-second rise and 3-second lower. Keep your core lightly engaged, as if you're gently pulling your belly button inward. Breathe out as you stand. And here's the part most people miss. If you rush this movement, you're not training strength, you're rehearsing momentum. Most people don't realize they've been practicing momentum for years. Momentum isn't strength, it's just borrowed energy you're handing straight back to gravity. Train the rise. Gravity already knows how to handle the fall. The payoff is simple. After a couple of weeks, standing up stops feeling like a negotiation with gravity. And that brings us to something people underestimate even more: control while moving sideways. Exercise 2. Lateral step stability. The knee was never the star player. It's the teammate that gets dragged onto the field whenever the others don't show up. Keep that in mind, because your knees don't just move forward and back. They constantly stabilize side-to-side forces when you walk, turn, or catch yourself on uneven ground. When this system weakens, the knee starts doing jobs it was never designed for. Step sideways slowly, leading with one foot, then bringing the other to meet it. No bouncing, no rushing. To make it easier, reduce the step width. To make it harder, add a slight bend in the knees and slow the movement further. Core stays softly engaged. Think tall and steady, not rigid. This is also the move that quietly saves you the next time you step off a curb wrong and do that improvised hallway dance to stay upright, the one you immediately deny happened. Here's a small truth most people never think about. Falling rarely starts with a fall. It starts with a tiny loss of side control. The payoff? Walking on uneven ground starts feeling less like a negotiation and more like normal life again. And now we reach something important. Remember that muscle we asked about a minute ago? Time to meet it. Exercise 3. The hidden stabilizer activation. When the muscles around the hips and legs stop sharing the load, the knee ends up doing overtime. And joints are many things. Enthusiastic volunteers are not one of them. This is where most people discover something unexpected: the gluteus medius. It sits on the side of your hip and quietly controls knee alignment with every step you take. Over time, that creates stress patterns that show up as discomfort. The glute medius is a stabilizer, not a mover. Its job is to control position, not generate big force. That's why weakness here goes unnoticed for years. It doesn't hurt. It just quietly lets the knee drift. To train it, lie on your side and lift the top leg slowly, keeping it straight. No swinging, just controlled movement. If it feels too easy, hold the top position for a few seconds. If it's difficult, reduce the range slightly. Keep your core gently engaged so your body doesn't roll backward. And here's the interesting part. This is the exact muscle tied to that question we asked earlier. Most people never think about it until it stops working properly. The payoff? Steps start feeling more aligned, less wobble, more confidence on stairs. And now that hidden system is awake, we move into something more functional. Your knees were never designed to work alone. That's exactly why so many people over 50 start blaming the wrong thing when stairs become harder, long walks feel less enjoyable, or getting out of a chair suddenly requires a little more planning than it used to. Exercise 4. Supported split shift. This movement trains each leg to handle load independently without overloading the knee joint. Hold on to a stable surface, step one foot slightly forward, and gently shift weight between front and back leg. This teaches your body balance under load, which is what real life actually demands. To make it easier, keep more weight on your back leg. To make it harder, slow the shift and reduce hand support. Core stays engaged. Breath stays steady. No locking joints. Most people don't realize how rarely they actually train single-leg control in daily life, and then they wonder why stairs feel inconsistent. Which also explains why putting on socks while standing has quietly become an extreme sport. The payoff is noticeable. Stairs feel smoother, and that slight hesitation before stepping down begins to fade. And now we reach the final movement, the one that ties everything together. One of the most important muscles for knee stability sits higher up the chain, and most people barely train it. And this exercise targets it better than almost anything else. Exercise 5. Controlled descent pattern. Going downstairs is one of the highest stress moments for your knees in daily life. Not because it's dangerous, but because it demands control while lowering your body weight. This exercise retrains that exact pattern. Step down from a low step slowly, 1 foot at a time, focusing on control rather than speed. If it feels difficult, use a smaller step or hold support. If it feels easy, slow the descent further. Master this, and you've basically out-trained your own adrenaline spike on the stairs, which is more than most people achieve in an entire gym membership. Keep your core gently active. Think lower, don't drop. We used to treat load itself as the enemy. Turns out it was always sudden load. Controlled movement is the difference between load sharing and overload, a lesson we probably should have taught earlier. And here's the payoff. When this pattern improves, stairs stop feeling like something to manage carefully. They start feeling normal again, automatic.